starting Thursday morning around 2:36 a.m. We were under tornado warnings. So I had the cats. We were in the walk-in closet. We was chilling because the cats do not like the sound of thunder and stuff. So we was in there chilling, and I was like, it is what it is. And I was like, okay. Once it was over with, I drifted off to sleep. Boom, we got hit with another tornado warning. My phone got the ringing. It was Metro saying, hey, we on the tornado warning, take cover immediately. Then they hollering me on the flash flood warning. And wind blowing and everything. And it was crazy. So that morning, like I said, the tornado warning started at 2:36 a.m. It didn't stop until about 5:45. I was kind of late getting to work. It's all good. So I'm going to work. It's raining hard. It's thundering and lightning and stuff. And I'm like, shit, I got to go to work. So I drove to work and everything. Made it there safe and sound. Got to work, doing my job and stuff like that. So I had to leave early because I had to go to a meeting. And so I went to the meeting at the other facility and everything like that. And, thinking everything's going to be good, right? Boom, we got hit with another tornado watch. And it was up to, I think it was to 10 o'clock that night. I was like, oh, man, golly. So when I got out of the meeting, it was like 3 o'clock. It was dark outside, clouds looking crazy and shit like that. So I made it to the house. When I made it to the house, it was starting to rain. And, I ate some dinner and everything, fed the cats, did what I had to do. And then next thing you know, boom, another tornado warning. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So I got the cats. I said, come on, we got to go in the walk-in closet. They know what to do. So we're in the closet, we just chilling and stuff. Then once it was over, I came out and I noticed it was cooler. And I was like, okay, it's cool outside. So, I smoked a stick or whatnot. It was still raining a little bit, lightning and whatnot. It was over. So then Friday, I go to work. They were still talking about, chance for severe weather and stuff like that. So as I'm getting off work, we were under another tornado watch. And then I was like, well, damn, here we go again. I noticed where I worked at, it was getting dark or whatnot. But when I got home, it wasn't dark on the side of town that I live. And I had to go to one of my side gigs and stuff. So, yeah, I went to the side gig and everything. Did what I had to do. Nothing happened. Okay, cool. So Saturday, I had to go to my side gig. And it was cool. Like, it was really cool outside. I'm like, okay, it's 66 degrees? Yeah, it was 66 degrees. So it was very cool. So as I'm at my side gig and everything, I was driving the party bus and whatnot. And I say about 12, 1 o'clock, it got hot. It was real. I was like, wait a minute, something is not right. All of a sudden, it said the weather has been upgraded. The severity of the weather has enhanced, and certain spots was like under the red, like Mississippi, West Tennessee. They was under like a high risk, and we was under. Tennessee was under a slight risk. So with the slight risk, I was like, okay, whatever. Bam, we get hit with a tornado watch until 9 o'clock. Alright, so I'm out there driving. Okay, it's all cool, whatever. Then, do the second piece, it was after 3. And I was like, damn, okay, it's really hot out here. And I was like, damn, the wind blowing. So, when they was at their it was like 4:15. We was at the like break point, so everybody take a break, go use the restroom, whatever they need to do. And I looked at my phone and I was like, oh shit, it's a tornado coming right at us. So I seen the owner of the company. He was there because he was waiting on a particular driver because she had been in an accident. A car pulled out in front of her. She ended up hitting it. And I said, hey man, there's a tornado coming at us. I think we might need to take this bus back to the company, right? So he was looking at, the weather and everything, and he saw where the storm was, and we literally had about 30 minutes to get back to the company. So as we were still waiting, it was getting dark. Those clouds was rolling in pretty fast, and I was like, I don't know. So I told the bartender, I said, hey, you might want to go get these girls so we can go back. And so everybody got the message, hey, take these buses back to the depot because it's going to get real out here. And I was like, damn, this is some shit. So as soon as the lady was about to go and get the girls, they coming around the corner. And we was like, hey, y'all, come on, get on this bus. We got to go. Sorry, the party's over with. So we got in, got the bus, got to moving. Bus to Huey, turn around, went to the company, right? As soon as we got to the company, we shut the bus down and everything. They gave us tips and all this stuff. And we got inside the building. One of the bosses in there was like, hey, look at the TV, look at the TV. Man, we look at the TV. They had on the news alert. And man, it was coming down. But it was north of us. And it was coming down, man. I'm like, damn. I'm like, this shit is crazy. So I look on my phone, look at my cameras at my house to see what's going on. Nothing was going on. Like, thank goodness, because the cats were by themselves. But I left my room door open so they could be able to go in my walk-in closet and hang out in there. I mean, man, when I say that wind was horrendous, you couldn't even see nothing. All you saw was wind and rain, like it was a rain-wrapped tornado or something. So I'm just sitting there looking and shit, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. My coworker, he was worried about his daughter because she was at work, and he lived in the area where the tornado was spotted. So he called his wife and, told her to take cover and everything. And you could tell he was worried because, know how them tornadoes do. So she called him back and said, hey, the lights went out. And he was really worried. And so he called one of his other kids who worked in the town where the tornadoes was headed. And he told her, hey, take cover. It touched down in Nashville. It touched down on the north side of Nashville, in Madison, Tennessee. And it tore up some stuff. It was probably like an EF0. I don't think the winds was over 100, so it was like an EF0. But it did tear up some stuff. Wasn't no, extreme bad damage like it was back in, was it 2023? When we had that one in December. So it wasn't nothing like that. So, it was crazy. These tornado outbreaks were a motherfucker for real. And just glad that we were safe. A lot of people were safe. Another thing that we had to deal with was the floods. And there were flooding on the interstate. They were flooding on certain streets and stuff like that. I'm just very happy that I didn't have to go through the flooding or anything like that. But yeah, it was crazy. It was one of those weather systems where when it came like between Arkansas, Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi, on up to Missouri and Illinois and stuff like that, it was stuck there for like 3 days. And that system really didn't move until Saturday night. And I was like, damn, this is some crazy shit. Like, it was like the weather hit and it stalled, and it was like a train, because it was just raining in the same area over and over and over, and it started a lot of flooding. And yeah, it was crazy. And I was like, well, that's how them spring storms go. You know, like what they say, April showers bring May flowers. Whew. But yeah, just let you know I'm okay over here on this side. Thankful for that, because one of those tornadoes was spotted like right up the street from where I live, like literally right up the street. If it had a touchdown, it would have been some damage. Yeah, it would have been some damage. But luckily, I was in a walk-in closet, so I really didn't hear anything, just besides the thunder. I didn't hear the wind. You know, I really didn't hear the rain like that. So yeah, these storms was hell. It was a motherfucker. But I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace.